Majority of the reason why people experience problems with their control panel is typically two reasons. One reason is how the user is laying their finger on the control panel. So there is definitely a technique to using the control panel. So make sure that your finger is laid flat on it, totally covering the button, and that your fingertip is just above that circle of the button. This will ensure that it fully blocks out any light because the button is light sensitive. The second reason is interactivity with each button. So 5 of the 6 buttons are single function buttons, so it's just a press, it reacts. But the 6th button, which is the settings button, is a dual functioning button. So it's a press and release. On the release, it reacts and responds. The second function on the settings button is a press and hold. Then it responds after 5 seconds. So those are common issues behind why someone might experience control panel issues. Initially, upon receipt of your machine, your vacuum pump will be empty. It will not have oil inside of it. So make sure you use the starter bottle of oil that you receive with your machine. The first oil change should happen after 3 months of usage, or approximately 150 hours. And every oil change thereafter should be every 6 months, or 500-hour interval. You should change the vacuum pump exhaust filter every year. To answer this question, first I want to explain what the cleanup program is and what it does. So simply, the cleanup program is a short 300-second cycle. This is just to get the vacuum pump hot enough so that it can separate the oil and water by vaporizing the water and causing it to exit out the exhaust of the vacuum pump. So with this in mind, if you're running short cycles not very frequently and you're running high moisture content like soups or any kind of meats with lots of moisture content, this will eventually get into the pump and will need to be cleaned up using this program or preset. Another reason why you might want to run it is because, hey, I'm going to throw my chamber vacuum sealer in storage. At this point, you're going to want to run the cleanup program, especially if it's going to be sitting for 2 weeks or more. This is to prevent corrosion. First, I want to define what boiling is. Boiling is the action of bringing a liquid to the temperature of which it bubbles and vaporizes. This does not mean that it's hot, right? Because elevation and atmospheric pressure play a part in this role. So it's pretty common that in a vacuum chamber, colder liquids will boil and they'll boil over. In this event, if you're experiencing a boil over, just simply hit the skip function on your Vac100. But this does not affect the quality of your product at all. It's still good quality product. And it does not mean the liquid's hot either. If you are experiencing a readout that's below or above 0.099 or 0.100 megapascals, don't be alarmed. The readout on your Vac100 is a reference-only digital readout. The torque gauge that we use on our units are absolute pressure gauges, so this means it's not affected by atmospheric pressure and elevation and all that stuff, whereas your digital readout is. So if we ship this out from Buffalo region to, way up in the Adirondacks, there might be a slight shift in the megapascals, right? So let that be known. It's very easy to adjust. Just go into your secondary settings menu with a press and hold function on it, on that button, and adjust accordingly. And this should make your reference only readout read beautifully. Now, if you don't want to adjust it, it won't affect the vacuum because it's a reference only readout. It won't affect it. It's just a relative measurement. So if you want to leave it at 0.098, for example, you know that it's really reading 0.100. So over time, if you see that number start to creep, you know that there's a potential vacuum leak. There are 5 pretty common reasons why a vacuum pouch does not seal. Number 1 is you did not put oil in your Vac100 when you first received it. This will cause an issue. Number 2 is the pouch width exceeds the seal bar width. So your seal bar goes to roughly 12 inches. It's 12.3. Make sure that your pouch does not exceed 12 inches. The third reason is your vacuum time is set too low. So just bump that up a little bit. The fourth reason is the pouch was not laid flat on the seal bar. So make sure that your pouch is laid nice and cleanly across the bar and pushed into those bag clips. This will make sure that a good seal is taking place and that no leaks are taking place in those little divots. And lastly, the fifth reason is you simply have a vacuum leak. Feel free to call JVR for any help with that. Hey guys, I just want to share real quick. This is a JVR t-shirt. Check it out. We have them on the website for $15. They fit very comfortably. They're super soft and they don't shrink a ton when you wash them. I love wearing them. It's definitely one of my favorite shirts out of my wardrobe. It features a Vac100 on the back and it's got the brand mark on the side and the logo on the front. So check it out. Super comfortable. Is there a limit on the cleanup program? No, there's not a limit. You can run it as much as you want. If you're having troubles with your brand new Vac100 closing, it's likely 2 different reasons or one or the other. One reason could be you're not pressing on the push area of the label on the lid. And the second reason could be the amount of pressure. So make sure you're pressing with moderate to somewhat heavy pressure on the lid to fully engage it with the lid chamber gasket. We recently received this question from one of our customers regarding, do they need to use oxygen absorbers? Which is a great question. We do not need to use them anymore. No need for it, right? Because we are extracting all the air with this chamber vacuum sealer. This is a premium machine. It's going to extract all the air. The vacuum pumps on these suckers are very powerful. The flow rate from this one is 4 cubic meters per hour. So it's phenomenal. The maximum pouch size on a Vac100 is 12 by 14. Thank you so much for tuning in with JVR Industries on YouTube. Feel free to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can keep up to date with our ever-growing collection of Vac series videos, preventative maintenance, how-to, Vac hacks, and so forth. Thanks again, guys, and we'll see you soon.